Hello everybody, welcome to Wizard of Mo Games. My name is Kenny, and today I will be playing with Dice Throne Outcast. It is the latest in a series of Dice Thrones that I have, including Dice Throne Season 1 Rerolled, Dice Throne Season 2, Dice Throne Adventures, Dice Throne Marvel, Dice Throne X-Men, and Dice Throne Missions. And I backed Dice Throne Vanguard. And you ever have too much dice thrown? Well, they keep releasing these really cool characters with unique abilities, and I just enjoy trying out different characters, especially the ones that I tend to like more, like vampires, angels, etc. So I have decided from the Outcasts to play with the Raveness, who has this raven-like companion that moves around to different enemies and does stuff, and I'll go over that in a minute. Combining it with the Adventures Unchained portion of it to kind of do a newish Dice Throne Adventures. So it's kind of based on the way it plays and structured. It's kind of like between Dice Throne Adventures and Dice Throne Missions, right? So what do I mean by that? So I'm using all the components, the tokens from Dice Throne Adventures, and I can play Dice Throne Adventures, which is the dungeon crawl where you place the different tiles and you go on there, and that's how you determine which monsters you're facing. You kind of flip them over so you don't always know what you're going to get. And then there was Dice Throne Missions, which was just a set board with set enemies, locations, etc. And you kind of went, defeated a lot of those enemies to complete an objective and then go face the boss. Well, in Unchained, you kind of have both. So I could pull out, now, before I even say that, you can use any dice thrown with any combination of Unchained, missions, etc. But this one is titled Adventures Unchained. So I could pull out Adventures and play it with these bosses and with these uh, champions, characters, right? This one has the Witch Vault, or the Vault Witch, which says you would complete scenario 1 in the Dice Throne Adventures, and then from that scenario, from scenario 2 onward, you can choose to face the Vault Witch at some point. You can only do it once during a campaign. But they also introduced these one-shot scenarios where you know what enemies are coming down, kind of like Slay the Spire-ish. You choose the path you want to go, right? So I'll kind of go down this path and see what enemies are coming up ahead in order for me to face them. Also loot in the same sense, right? So going across our board as usual, right? So I've got these minions here. These are all from Unchained Adventures, Adventures Unchained, right? I decided not to mix them with the original Dice Throne Adventures because I wanted to make sure that the new ones came up. So since we're doing a scenario, we're not going to repeat any of the monsters. We should get at least all the greens, one of the blues, and a couple of the threes, purples, right? It also comes with this new loot table. So I was not a fan at all of the Dice Throne Adventures loot table, and I did love the way that Missions did their loot. So this one's kind of in between, where again they took out a lot of the gold concept of the original Dice Throne Adventures, and now you just get straight loot, and without having to like unlock it a second time. And with the one shot, it looks like any cards that you get just go straight into your deck. I believe it's in your deck and not your discard pile. So actually, the cards go straight into your hand. So we're going to pull 3 cards of that level, choose one, and it goes into our hand. So really cool. We're no longer waiting around for another scenario or kind of collecting them, which made sense with the dungeon crawl, right? Because you go in there, you pick up loot, and then you go back and you cash them in or whatever, right? So really excited to use this new one-shot loot table. We'll see how good it is because I may just use it for adventures in general and not use the original Rosella, I think it was. But there's also the balance, right? Because that game is balanced around that loot table. So we've got Raven here, Raveness, and I'm going to go over her abilities real quick. So she has Nevermore, which is her Raven companion, and when you activate Nevermore, you can do one of 2 things. You can move Nevermore to a chosen enemy, or player it says there, but to an enemy too, or you can activate Nevermore. When you activate or you can activate the Raven. When you activate the Raven, you give it +1 on its dial, and you deal 1 undefendable damage to that unit. Every time you activate Nevermore, you can choose to either move the Raven or tune its dial up to a maximum of 3. Now, anytime Raven comes back to the Raveness, or Nevermore comes back to the Raveness, yes, actually, I keep calling her Raven, but she's actually called Nevermore. She is a Raven, though. You heal for whatever amount on the dial is, and you set the dial as 0. At the beginning of the upkeep phase of whichever enemy has Nevermore, will roll a die. On a result of 1, they gain a hex, which means their 6s are considered blanks. On a 2, activate Nevermore 2 times. So I could activate the dial up, which will deal 2 damage to them. Or I can activate it once, have Nevermore come back and heal me for that amount, right? On a 3, Raveness may activate Nevermore. So that would just be once. On 4, the opponent discards a card of their choice. On 5, that opponent loses 1 CP. The Raveness gains 1 CP. And on 6, reduce Nevermore's dial to 0, then return Nevermore to the Raveness. Right, so, I'll put it on a monster at the beginning of the upkeep phase. We'll roll a die and see what happens. She also has feathers. A lot of the feathers, you can spend them to basically manipulate Nevermore's die roll. So spend 1 token to force the Nevermore die roll to be rerolled. 2 tokens increase or decrease the value of the die roll by 1. 3 tokens to activate Nevermore. All right, and then we got the Hex, which we're all familiar with from Dice Throne Adventures, because that made your 6s blanks. And oh, you felt bad when you rolled all 6s while having the Hex. But no, great stat ability. I'm glad to see them move it over to a character if they hadn't done so already. All right, there's a lot of abilities here on the board. Almost all of them except 1, the small straight, will activate Nevermore, X number of times. The rest are going to gain feathers or deal damage in some way or another. So we're really going to be relying on dealing damage through Nevermore and healing in order to survive this. All right, moving over here, this is our one-shot board. Right, they're all double-sided. There's a bunch of different ones. This one's got a green, 2 blues, 2 purples, and an orange. So a level 1, a level 2, 2 level 3s, and 2 level 4s. I kind of like that one more. I was going to do the Void until I realized the Void is either one path or the other. Let's go with the Catacombs, since it seems a little more dynamic. And we're going to get 2 level 4s. Right? Because we've played a lot of Dice Throne. There's no way we can die immediately, right? Right? Well, we'll see. Following the setup on the card, looks like our hero is going to start here. There are arrows in the pathways, so you choose the direction you want to go. You cannot go back, you cannot go in reverse. If there's two lanes that intersect and then go down, right, you can't go through the lane that's coming towards you. You have to go down. So we're going to choose our route. We start with 60 health. We get loot 4s. Level 4 of the gold track, which is just cards. And we get 2 of those. So let's go ahead and roll that up. I got a 19. That is a level 4 loot. So we draw 3 of them. And then we choose one. Wow, look at that. So I got Slightly Wild 3. Change the value of one of your or a teammate's dice to any value other than 6. It costs 0 CP, so not bad. These are legendary loot. Holy Relic 2, it's a promo card. You may spend 1 CP at any time to allow a chosen hero to reroll any one of their dice. So it's kind of like this is equipment, so it stays on our character, and we can use that at any time. So Wild 4, change the value of any one die for 0 CP. I think that's going to be the one we take. And since it goes to our hand, I'm not sure how that works in the hero setup. So I'm thinking we're going to draw our 5 cards and we're going to add these to our hand. I think you draw before as a part of player setup. So the Holy Relic, chosen hero to reroll any one of their dice. Change the value of one or teammate's dice any value other than 6. So let's go with the So Wild. So that's going to go in our hand. And then we get to roll again. I'm going to discard these 2. High number 11. We get a rare card. Draw 3 of those. Vegas Baby. Roll a die, gain CP plus half the value as CP. So normally you would just get half the value, but here you get 1 plus half the value. Slightly Wild again. Change the value of any one of your dice to any value other than 6, except this one costs 1. Prophetic Orb 2. During your income phase, draw 2 instead of 1. Then choose one of them to put on the top or bottom of your deck. It costs 2 CP and it's an equipment. During your income phase, draw 2 instead of 1. Then choose one of them to put on the top or bottom of your deck. Ooh, that could help us get through, find the cards that we want. Let's try it. Let's go with Prophetic Orb. I almost want Vegas Baby for the CP, but just 1 additional is not worth it, I don't think. All right. So I'll have my cards here. I'm trying to see if I got a little bit of space. I'm blocking the board a little bit. Let's do this. You don't exactly need to see the component tray. So let's move that over. Move Raveness board up. All right, and our enemy bosses, our enemies will go right there. And in fact, you know, we can just play with our hand revealed like that. There we go. All right, let's see. Then we draw 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay, I wanted CP and I got Getting Paid. Looks like I'm going to start with a lot of cards. I hope I'm doing that right. And it's not super clear in the rules. All right. All right, I do remember you draw 4 when doing Dice Throne Adventures or Dice Throne. You draw 4 cards to start, and then you'll draw a 5th. Now, normally you would skip your income phase at the beginning of your turn, but for the one-shots, you get your income phase. All right, so here we go. So right off the bat, we have the option to face a level 1 or a level 2 minion. And that will determine the route we take. If I go after the level 2, I'll at least get a level 3 chest. And it could be 2 level 3 chests because a level 3 minion might give me one. So let's start with a level 2, which means you're not going to see any of the level 1s. I guess if I go down the right side, you'll be able to see at least a level 1. So let's do that. Let's go down here, right there to that level 1. Now, in the rules, the way they say for these one-shot is you have 1 character piece and you all move together. Again, I think it's just another option for play. I'm not a big fan of it. You know, I like Dice Throne Adventures because you could stick together, but you could also split up and go different directions, fight your own battles, meet back up, etc. This one you kind of have to stay together. But again, since I'm playing solo, that doesn't matter. We've pulled out our first green minion, and it is a Corrupted Ghoul. The Corrupted Ghoul will have 7 health and 2 CP. Again, they don't really spend CP. Some enemies will have ability that spend CP, but most of the time they don't. But if you're playing like the rogue, I can't remember what she's called, but deals damage with CP and steals CP. That's what it's for. All right. The Corrupted Ghoul also has first strike, which means it's going to go first. Just like traditional Dice Throne adventures, it's got a roll objective down here. It's looking for 2 of the slashes, the chaos symbol, and the flaming die. To activate Gnaw, which steals 2 health. Now it says heroes can go 10 above their starting health. I'm going to assume that the enemies can too. And it's got a defense roll of 3 dice to steal health, and it rewards 1 green chest. So let's go ahead and start rolling. Based on that roll objective, he should get it on the first roll. Oh, he didn't. Should, but he's pretty close. He's just missing a chaos symbol. And he got it. So because it's a steal 2 health, you cannot roll defense against steal. Interesting. Avoidable, defendable. They released this new damage type chart. It shows you all the different damages and when things could be used. So normal damage is defendable, avoidable, modifiable, doesn't do special targeting. And the question always comes up with ultimate damage and whether you can do anything against it. But here it says it's not defendable, it's not avoidable, but it is modifiable. And it doesn't have special targeting. I wonder if by modifiable they mean modifying the roll beforehand, because normally you can't play anything during ultimate damage. So we're going to play it like the old rules. Once the ultimate is locked in, you can't do anything except for the boss can play King's Hands, but that's not even during the damage part. That's during to modify the roll. So stealing 2 health, I don't think I get a defensive roll for that. Sure, I still get it. I just can't block any damage, I think. Let me look this up real quick. Okay, I don't think you can roll defense dice against steal, and I did see the rules about, what they were mentioning by ultimate damage being modifiable. You can modify it by increasing it, but it can never be decreased. So I'm not 100% sure that this chart helps with the confusion for ultimate damage. I think it just makes it a little more confusing because players will think that you can modify your opponent's ultimate damage just based on this chart. All right, so here we go. 2 CP, we are down to 58. He will go up to 9. Maybe that explains his low starting health, because he's just going to constantly steal from us. All right, starting with our turn, we get our income phase. So we gain 1 CP and draw 1 card. So we have getting paid, gain 2 CP, 6 it, change value to a 6. Try again. You are a chosen teammate where we roll up to 2 dice. Triple up to draw 3 cards, our 2 new cards, and tip it. I could technically with my 6 it, this So Wild 4, and tip it, get an ultimate on the first roll. But that feels like it would be a waste of an ultimate on this guy. So here is what we are going to do. We are going to spend 2 CP. Actually, we'll do Prophetic Orb at the end of our main phase 2. We don't need it at the beginning. We don't need any of this other stuff. So let's go ahead and roll. I got 2, 3, 4, 6. It's kind of dangerous to hope for a 5 there. I do have a 6 it, and I can change the value of any 1 die. That would deal 8 damage to him. And I would gain a feather. That's not enough. Or I do 2, 3, 4, 6, change the 1 to a 5, then I gain 2 feather and activate Nevermore. But by activating Nevermore, I would just send it over to him and not deal that 1 damage to take him out. So let's keep the 2, 3, 4. We might get a 1 and a 5. Second roll. There's the 5. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last roll, 6. All right, so we've got a large straight. Sorry, I don't have a lot of space here. I'm trying to put them on here, dice on here, so you can see them clear. So we're going to activate Beguile. Large straight, gain 2 feather at the stack limit of 5. So let's put it here. Activate Nevermore. So we'll put Nevermore there. Move Nevermore to a chosen player. And then we're going to deal 9 damage. So he's going to roll 3 dice for his defense. On Flaming Die, he'll steal 1 health. He did not steal any health. And so we will wipe him out in 1 shot. 9 damage and he had 9 health. So Nevermore comes back. I don't heal anything because there was no value on it. I may not put CP on these guys until it really matters. And with that, we have defeated the Corrupted Ghoul. We have 1 shot the Corrupted Ghoul. All right, we get a loot of green. We got 11, which is 2 health, so that puts us back up to 60, our starting. All right, so this guy is out. And we can still continue and finish our turn. So we're going to go to main phase 2. We're going to spend 2 CP to put out Prophetic Orb. How much more can I push this up? Right there. So I can put that there in my discard pile here, once I get more items. So there's Prophetic Orb now, which will trigger during my income phase. The rest is roll modification and CP gaining. All right, so that ends our turn. So now we're going to go, so see, we can't go to the left here to this level 2. We have to go down to this level 2. So we'll go here to a level 2 minion. There are no level 1s left, so we're just going to do this and draw the first level 2 minion on top. And here we go, the Butcher. Looks like 12 starting HP. 3 CP, doesn't look like he does anything with it. I guess I should put it on in case some way, somehow I inflict a stun. You can use the CP to remove it. His objective is almost the same as the Corrupted Ghoul. He's got a slash, 2 chaos symbols, and a flaming die. If he gets that, deal 3 undefendable damage and roll a die. Inflict a stun on the chaos symbol. Passive, on a failed offensive roll, heal 2. Oh, he's going to keep healing. And a defensive roll on a chaos symbol, deal 3 undefendable damage. And we're going to go to our handy guide here that I don't remember what stun does. Player afflicted with this token may take no actions of any kind. No cards may be played, no defense may be made, no status tokens or passive abilities may be used. After the attack concludes, the player who inflicted stun removes the token and then immediately targets the same opponent with an additional offensive roll phase. Oh, I see. So if you get stunned, you can't do anything, and then they get another offensive roll phase. I think the Barbarian was the big one in the stuns. Okay, he doesn't have first strike. He rewards with the level 2 chest. So we're going to go first. During your income phase from our prophetic orb, draw 2 instead of 1, then choose one of them to put on the top or bottom of your deck. During your income phase, draw 2 instead of 1, then choose one of them to put on the top or bottom of your deck. Okay. So we got Stonebeak and we got Vegas, baby. Well, I think we have enough methods for drawing or for getting CP. I don't think we need it. So I might put Vegas on the bottom and keep Stonebeak. Stonebeak is an attack modifier. Play only if Nevermore is on the target of your attack. Add 1 damage. This attack becomes undefendable. So let's go ahead and put that on the bottom and draw Stonebeak into our hand. We're going to gain 1 CP, which is how much we'll need to activate Stonebeak. And we're going to proceed to our offensive roll phase. Oh, I thought I got a straight again. But no, I have 2, 3, 4. Another 4 and a 6. Let's see. What am I close to? I mean, I got 2, 3, 4, so at least I have a small straight. And that could build into Murder of Crows. So let's keep that and re-roll the rest of these. Second roll. Didn't get anything great. Last roll. Okay, at least I got Murder of Crows. Here I was worried I was going to get nothing there. Because Foul Fend is 4 feathers. Murder of Crows is 2 talons and 3 feathers. So deal 5 damage and roll 4 dice. Add 1 damage per claw, or talon, sorry. Gain 1 times number of feathers, and then on a 6, activate Nevermore. Nice. So the 6, we activate Nevermore. It's just 0. It moves over to him. Over to the Butcher. Try not to block him, but that's kind of... Let's just do this. Put him on the side. Over to the Butcher. We got a 1. We got 1 talon, so that's going to make it 6 damage. And then we get 2 feathers to make it 4. And his defense is roll 1 die. On chaos, deal 3 undefendable damage. So let's go ahead and do that. He got the chaos. All right, so he's going to deal 3 undefendable to us. So we're going to go down to 57. He is going to take 5, 6 damage, which is half his health, so from 12 down to 6. And I'm going to spend 3 tokens to activate Nevermore. Actually, I don't need to. Because that would give him 1 and he would take 1 damage. But there's no need to right now. I'm not going to use Stone Beak. I mean, I've already rolled the damage, or the defense, so. And I think that's it. Oh, wait, I can only have 6 cards. I'm going to sell triple up to gain 1 CP. Taking me up to 3. All right, going on to the enemy's turn. That's almost what they needed. They're missing a 6. I'd rather him roll 3 than stun me. Perfect. Failed offensive roll, he'll heal 2. Takes him up to 8. I'd rather him heal 2 than stun me. I think I said heal 3. And then back to Raveness, who's going to gain 1 CP, draw 2 cards. Samesies. Oh, I hate to put that on the bottom. And then I have Midnight Dreary. Roll 5 dice, gain feathers, or activate Nevermore. So we don't need this because we already are almost at max feathers. So we're going to put that one on the bottom and get Samesies. Now, this same deck is what's going to carry us through all of this. So we got to make sure, and I think even the boss, yeah, we don't reshuffle or anything. So we got to make sure we save some of these cards. All right. And a lot of these are modifiers. So no upgrades yet that I can spend to put out. So I'm going to have to do something. I may just do getting paid just so I don't end up losing a card. Oh, look at that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6. So let's see. That's going to be 9 damage if we don't do anything. If we don't modify it. I almost wanted to use Stone Beak just to make it undefendable so I don't take the 3 damage back. I'll activate Nevermore, which will let me heal 1. Let's not, because I'd be spending 2 CP there and then I'd gain it back with getting paid. Let's see, let's spend 3 feathers. I think I can trigger this at the last second. To activate Nevermore. And choose the option for his dial to go up 1. And the Butcher will take 1 damage at an isolated source. 1 undefendable damage, so he's down to 7 now. I think we're going to save our card, and we're just going to go with the gain 2 feathers, which then we will spend the new 3 to do Nevermore again, taking him up to 2, and dealing another source of damage. Hopefully that'll counter some of this collateral damage that'll probably be coming back. Oh, and then it says activate Nevermore, right? Because we spent 3, went up to 1, spent 3, went up to 2. So now we're doing the actual abilities activate to deal 1 more damage to the Butcher. So now we'll be able to heal the collateral damage, basically. All right, but he didn't even get it. So he takes 9 damage to the face. The Butcher is down. So Raven Nevermore comes back. We're going to heal for 3. Back up to 60. So it seems like she's almost a more reliable. Oh, and I realized I forgot something. At the beginning of his turn, he should have rolled a die for Nevermore. And it's a 3, so it would have activated Nevermore. So he would have taken 1 damage sooner or earlier. All right, so we get a roll for a blue reward. Up 2. We got 16. That looks like a card. A common. Let's grab 2 of those, or 3 of those, and choose 1. And it goes to our hand. That's more cards. Remove all status effects from a chosen player at the cost of 1. Inflict knockdown on a chosen opponent. When selling a card, gain 2 CP instead of 1. Oh, we are going with the trench coat. We can sell 2 CP. Very nice. All right, so the level 2 enemy is defeated. All right, we still have our second main phase. So we are going to put the trenched coat out for 0 CP. And then we're just going to activate getting paid to gain 2 more CP. That takes us up to 6. So now we're not over our hand limit. All right, moving along, we are going to go to the left here. I think I have to go down. Yeah, I cannot go all the way to the left to fight that other purple, even though there's no arrows. Yeah, saying, oh, so you have to follow the arrows in the direction you can go. So I can only go down. Now I'm at an intersection, so I don't get this purple chest here, but I get another green one. Let's go ahead and roll for a green. 17. Another common. 1, 2, 3. See what I got here. Better D2. A chosen player may perform 2 additional roll attempts of up to 5 of their dice. Not this time. A chosen player prevents 7 incoming damage. Greed. Receive 4 undefendable damage. Then choose one of the following. Gain 5 CP or draw 3. We're going to go with not this time too. Again, we're not hurting for CP right now. And we're not trying to hold cards in our hand because we've got way too many right now. All right. Let's see. So let's go for the, we haven't done a level 3 yet. So let's go for the level 3 and then we'll hit a level 4. Let's go to our stack here. Pass these blues underneath. Let's pull out a level 3. Iron Maiden. 20 HP. So we are definitely going to be using some cards here. 1 CP. Rewards will be a 3, level 3 chest. Roll objective is straights from micro to large. Deal 6 damage, inflict barbed wire, deal 7 damage, inflict barbed wire and bleed, deal 9 damage, and defensive roll is preventing damage. Okay, we got this. Doesn't have first strike, so we can go first. Let's gain 1 CP. Let's look at the top 2 cards of our deck. Better D, but we've already got, not this time. Nevermore attack. Activate Nevermore, then choose if that player that Nevermore is on heals 2 or receives 2 undefendable damage. Let's keep Nevermore attack and put the better D on the bottom. Remember, we could put it on the top of our deck. Choose one and put the other one. Choose one of them to put on the top or bottom of your deck. But we just don't need it, that reroll. All right. So here, if I activate Nevermore, that means it will already go on the Iron Maiden. I'm just trying to decide, do I really need it? I know I need to spend cards because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it says, yeah, activate Nevermore. So I could use that opportunity to move Nevermore over there. Oh, I can move Nevermore to another, it's just to an enemy? To a chosen player. So I guess I could move it to allies and I could heal too. Okay. I got 3, 4, 5. I've been liking the straights damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Just in it for the straights today. So that is a large straight. I will gain 2 feathers. I will activate Nevermore. Let's move him over to the Iron Maiden. And then deal 9 damage. Okay. They get 3 defensive rolls and they block 2 damage, prevent 2 per chaos symbol. Oops. We do not want them to roll any chaos symbols. Where do I get this hex? Oh, Nevermore rolling a 1? Yeah, that's the only time. No chaos symbols. Just straight up take 9 damage. Taking them down to 11. Again, we want to end this. Well, I don't want to end this somewhat quickly because it doesn't really have effects that bother me. No major effects. So next turn, because we've got Stonebeak to make it undefendable, and we've got Nevermore attacks, so we should be able to take out the Iron Maiden next turn. So let's go to the Iron Maiden's turn. Looking for straights. So there's 1, 2, 3, but at least has the micro straight. Three and a 6. Nope. He needs a 4 or 5. 2 and a 5. Nope. So we got the micro straight, which is going to deal 6 damage. I'm going to spend 1 CP to do not this time. A chosen player prevents 7 incoming damage. Actually, hold on. Let me not. All right, I'm just trying to spend CP here. Let me do my defensive roll. Roll 5. On 2 talons, deal 2 undefendable damage. On 2 feathers, prevent 2 damage. On 2 6s, activate Nevermore. All right, so 2 6s will activate Nevermore. I'll take her up to 1 and deal 1 undefendable damage. It's an isolated source. And then I got 3 claws, so on 2 of them, we'll deal 2 damage. 1, 2. Now normally you add up all the damage and at the end you do the damage step, but we're not in like a tournament and there's nothing, other abilities going on here that will adjust that, right? So now I will spend that 1 CP, go down to 6 and block the damage because we did not block any of it with our defensive roll phase. And there we go. And he ended up taking 3 damage as a result of that. Anything else? Nope. Back to us. We will gain 1 CP and draw 2 cards. We got Call. Change the value of the Nevermore die roll. Did I put Nevermore? I did put Nevermore on him last time. I keep forgetting to roll this die. 1. So now he gets the hex. On 1, that opponent gains hex. There we go. We got transference. Transfer 1 status effect token from a chosen player to another chosen player. We're going to keep that one because we have enough feathers to change the value of the Nevermore roll die roll. Actually, I really want to put transference at the bottom. Oh no, I can put one at the top. So let's put Call at the top and keep Let's put transference at the top for the level 4 coming up. And now we have to kind of look and see, when does hex go away? At the conclusion of their turn, remove this token. Okay. So let's go ahead and start our turn. That was the start of our turn. Drew a die, drew cards. So let's see, if I activate, he's got 8 health, I could activate Nevermore, which would be 2 damage, or 1 damage, and then 2 damage, that'd be 4 damage, undefendable damage off of that. There's not enough to take him out. Is that another straight? Nope, we're short 1 card. I do have 4 talons, which is 6 damage on 4 of a kind. Not even close to that. I think I'm going to go for the straight. I got 1, 2, 3, 5. So I'm going to hope I roll a 4. If I don't, I can spend a card to adjust it. 3, one more roll, 1. So do I just go for the straight? He's got 8 health left. I could 100% use Nevermore attack to take him out. Or I can use Stonebeak and make it undefendable. Let's do that. So let's keep this. Oh, that's not going to take him out. Play only if Nevermore is on the target of your attack. Add 1 damage. Plus this, that'll be 7 damage. This attack becomes undefendable, but he'll still have 1 health left. What I don't want is for him to prevent the damage. If I go for the straight, I don't even have the small straight. The small straight would have been great to add to that. I could do tip it, but I'd rather save that. Actually, I don't have anything to tip. Heck, again, we're just spending CP to get rid of cards. Let's try again. Reroll up to 2 dice. It's going to be the same die twice. See if we can get that 4. 5, so nope. I got a 2. Ba-da-da-da. I don't want to spend 4 points worth of cards. I can't tip it. I could spend my legendary. I'd rather save that. So let's just go with the Peck to deal 6 damage. Actually, Nevermore might take care of him at the beginning of his turn. So let's spend 2 CP. Well, let's see what he blocks first. Let's see if he blocks any of it. He got 1, so he's going to block 2 of it. Which means we're only going to deal... No, the idea was to use Stonebeak so he doesn't get an offensive roll. So spend 4, add 1, and becomes undefendable. So that's 7 undefendable damage. I had the plan and I didn't execute the plan because then Nevermore will take him out at the beginning of his turn. Right? We can use Call to have him re-roll it, or we can spend feathers. If we had 1 more feather, we would just be able to take him out now. All right, main phase 2, nothing. I'm not going to play this card, it'd be a waste. And we're going to go to the enemy turn. And they're going to roll 1 die. If they get a 2 or 3, Nevermore should be able to take them out. They got a 4. Discards a card of their choice. Well, they don't have cards. So let's spend 2 feathers. Increase or decrease the value of the Nevermore die roll by 1. Let's decrease it to 3. Which then means the Raveness may activate Nevermore. So we'll activate it once, taking it to 2. That will also just deal 1 undefendable damage and take out the Iron Maiden. Nevermore returns to me, heals me for 2, and style goes back down to 0. So we have defeated the Iron Maiden. Our reward is a level 3 chest. see what we get. 10. That's 3 cards. I am not hurting for cards this game. 1, 2, 3. We got a bunch of upgrades that we'll be able to use. So that takes out the Iron Maiden. We're going to go to main phase 2. We're going to spend 4 CP. We're going to upgrade Murder of Crows down here. So now instead of 5 damage, it'll deal 6. Instead of rolling 4 dice, it'll roll 5. Okay. And then for the other 2 CP, we'll do Chamber, which is our top right corner up here. Activate Nevermore 2 times, deal 7 undefendable damage. But now it's activate Nevermore 3 times, 7 undefendable damage. And Aviary, a new ability, gain 4 feathers and deal 2 undefendable damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still have 7 cards. I got all the 6-it, so wilds, samesies. Nevermore attack, call. I think I'm just going to sell call and keep transference. Sell call for 1 CP. All right. Now we are going to a level 4 minion. I may have called the level 3 a boss earlier. He's not a boss. This is a minion. Bloodseeker. 30 health. We're in for a long one. 5 CP. With first strike. Looking for straights. Reward will be a level 4 chest. And he gains a King's Hand token. And I think for this one it's 3 to 6. So if he does not activate an ability, or if I activate my ultimate, he'll roll the King's Hand token on a 3 to 6. He'll force me to re-roll a die, or he'll get another. Can't remember if it's offensive roll phase or just 1 roll. Offensive roll phase or 1 roll. Yeah, these kind of help them in case they don't land all their dice. King's Hand token, the successful King's Hand roll value. It says 4 to 6. Oh, it's on the boss's. Here we go. Oh, that's for the boss. Oh, so successful roll value is 4 to 6. And then he would just get there's like 5 locations that tell you go to this other page. If the boss minion fails to activate an ability during their offensive roll phase, remove any non-persistent negative stat effects that would normally be removed at the end of the roll phase. Roll 1 chaos die. Another offensive roll phase. So it'd be all 3 rolls again. All right. Well, here we go. He gets to go first. He's looking for straight. So looks like a lot of bleed. Damage while having bleed. Damage while having bleed. Good thing I saved transference. He's looking for straights. All right, now that would just be 2, 3. There's a 1. There's a 4. All right. He's got a small straight, inflict bleed. We got bleed on us, then deal 6 damage, add 1 damage per bleed on the hero board. So that's going to be 7 damage coming our way. Roll 5 dice for our defense. Oh man, we got 4 claws, but it's really just, oh, on 2 claws. That means that triggers twice. That'll be 4 undefendable damage. And that would be it. Do I have anything else? Same Z tips it. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. So we are going to take 7 damage, taking us down to 55. That's our first significant amount of damage. We're going to deal 4 back to them, taking them down from 30 to 26. All right. That is their turn. On to us. We gain 1 CP. We draw 2 cards, evaluate them. We get 1 more time in Peck 2. We'll put 1 more time back on top and get Peck 2. We only have 2 CP, so we're going to save it. Oh, we got to roll for our bleed. On 5 to 6 it goes away. On 1 we take a damage. Or on anything else we take a damage. So we take a damage, so we're down to 54. Not going to burn transference on that. Try to decide, do I want to spend the 2 CP to Peck 2? No, let's wait. These other cards are way more important right now. Man, it's like I got 2 6s, but I don't want to go in the route of the ultimate because he has a king's hand. There's the 3rd. But it's okay because I have enough cards to change it. So I could do Aviary, gain 4 feathers, and deal 2 undefendable damage. Or I can 6 it and then do samesies. I think we're just going to 6 it and do samesies. Because this is the last minion before the boss. We want to go, we want as much health as possible. If we do 13 undefendable damage and Nevermore several times, so, oh wait. Yeah, so I'll end up using these 3 cards, basically. So I'll spend 1 CP to 6 it. And then let's spend 1 CP, taking us down to 0, to samesies. Okay. So now he's going to spend his King's Hand token, and if he gets a 4, 5, or 6, I have to reroll a die. He got a 2. No rerolls here. Ultimate activated. Activate Nevermore 3 times. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. So he takes at least 2 undefendable damage, 1 each. 1, 2. Inflict Hex. And then 13 undefendable damage. So 10, 11, 12, 13. That takes him down to 11. Nice. Good thing we didn't put out Peck. We saved that CP. Main phase 2, we don't have any CP. I'm okay with that. If I had 2, I could do the Nevermore attack and deal some more damage, but let's not worry about that right now. On to their turn, which they're going to roll a die to try to activate, or to see what Nevermore does. It's a 4. Again a 4. That opponent discards 1 card of their choice. They don't have cards. Do I just let it go, or do I do tip it? If I tip it, it will activate Nevermore once, which isn't really valuable. So we'll just ignore it. And now they're going to go into their offensive roll phase. They're looking for straights. They get a 5, 6. Trying to preserve my ultimate die roll there. 5, 6, nope. It's 1, 3, 6. And 1, 2. They don't activate anything. Actually, the 6 is a blank face, too. So I guess I should have re-rolled that, but I rolled the 6 another time. It's a 2. Yeah, they wouldn't have gotten enough anyways. Okay, and that ends their turn. We'll gain 1 CP. We'll draw 2 cards. Chosen player may perform an additional roll attempt or remove a status effect. Since we know we're going up against the boss soon, let's do bye-bye and hang on to that. Bleed. We need a 5 or a 6. We got a 4. So we take 1 damage from it. It's 53. We only have 1 CP, so we're not going to spend anything. That bleed's going to carry over with us if we don't do something about it. I have 1, 6. They have 11 health. I know I'm not going to get an ultimate here, but if I can get 4 6s, that'd be great. Not even close. But I got 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I can get a 2 here. Yeah, another 6. I could change the value of any one die. That would make it a 9. That would be 9 damage. All right, now it's 8 damage. If I can do the 9. Oh, because I would activate Nevermore now, and hopefully Nevermore will take him out at the beginning of his turn. But I think I'm going to save this for the boss fight. So we're going to gain 1 feather and deal 8 damage. Rolls 3 dice on 2 slashes, inflict bleed. That's 2 slashes, so we get another bleed. But he otherwise takes 8 damage, taking him down to 3 from 11. I could sell a card and do Nevermore attack. Finish him off. I think that'd be better than taking 6 or 8 plus 10 damage. So we're going to sell Peck 2 for 1 CP. And then that and our current CP, we will activate Nevermore attack, which says activate Nevermore, bringing her up to 3, dealing 1 damage. And then choose if the player that Nevermore is on heals 2 or receives 2 undefendable damage. We'll make it 2 undefendable damage and take him out. Nevermore comes back to us with 3, so we will heal for 3. Taking us up to 56. All right. So we have defeated the Bloodseeker with an ultimate, is how we took that much damage down from them. So we get a level 4 loot chest, which is guaranteed to be a card. 16. Oh, we got our epic. We were so close to a legendary. 1, 2, 3. So we've got Recall Scroll 3. Choose 1 card from your discard pile and put it in your hand. I think I'm going to end up keeping that. Golden Crown. When rolling a loot die, you may choose to re-roll it 1 time. Okay. Leather Armor. You may re-roll any 1 die that was rolled as a part of the roll attempt during your defensive roll phase. Interesting. Let's go with Recall Scroll. Because then I can control when I get like samesies back or something. knowing that we're heading into the boss fight. Now I'm hoping I have the table space for it. I may have to shift things down a little bit here. And that's where we are going next, to the boss. So yeah, let's shift my cards down just a little bit. Shift the board down. Oh, when selling a card, I gained 2 CP instead. So actually, when I sold Peck 2, I should have gotten 2 CP. And when I sold Call, I should have gotten 2 CP. So let's increase our CP by 2. All right. And so per the rules, instructions, etc., normally you face the Vault Witch on scenario 2 and above, but since we're just doing a quick playthrough to show you how this new boss and characters work, we're just going to challenge her now instead of going through 2 full scenarios, because then we'd have to beat a boss. There we go. Yep, you can pretty much see her. These cards are at the bottom of the screen here. Push down just a little bit more. You can see fresh out of the box, hasn't really been touched. And there she is, the Vault Witch. So let's look at a couple things. So first, she has her upgrade deck. Got it. And so first time using the character sleeves. I don't mind using them for the boss because no additional cards are being added to the boss's deck. But I don't use them for the characters because when I do adventures, that means swapping cards in and out of sleeves. So I may just end up, I'm going to play with these for a little bit. They don't feel as good as my current sleeves, the Arcane Tinman ones. But I may just get all Dice Throne generic back for all the characters. All right, so there's that deck. And then we've got her action deck, is what we'll call it. So remember, the boss is going to gain a certain amount of CP. And then we'll flip over cards from her upgrade deck, spending CP to upgrade her abilities. And then at the beginning of the turn, she will flip a card from the action deck onto her discard pile. If it's a main phase card and she has CP, she'll activate it. If not, if it's a roll phase, she'll activate it then. But that card will have a roll objective on the bottom for us to work towards. And then we will activate an ability that's closest to the roll objective based on these numbers at the bottom of her ability. So right now she's got some basic damage up top. Gain 3 chaos, inflict hex, deal undefendable damage. There's a lot of stuff going on here. It seems to be mostly about gaining chaos, dealing damage. Steal 1 health plus 1 additional health per chaos. Max of 4. Steal total. Okay. Gain 6 chaos. Oh, binding manacles. I'm trying to see where the chaos comes in. Deal 9 damage and remove all chaos and add 1 damage per token removed. If 4 more tokens are removed, inflict entangle. Yikes. He's really building a really big bomb there. So let's see. At the bottom of the board here, it says boss setup, health 45. 4. D5. Upgrade CP is 7. Starting CP is 2. So upgrade CP is 7. So we got 5, 6, 7, and then she'll have 2 to start with. Starting tokens, King's Hand is 3. I think the Vault Witch gets an additional. She actually has a special card here, actually. Boss Battle Vault Witch. Set up for the original boss scenario card with the following adjustments noted below. Boss health increased by 5. So she's actually starting at 50. Because again, the Vault Witch is like a special boss. So she has some additional things going on here. Upgrade CP increased by an additional 1. So she has 8. King's Hand per the original boss scenario card plus starting tokens plus 2 tokens. So she's going to have 5 King's Hand tokens. That is disgusting. That is, yeah. No ultimate. Good thing I used my ultimate on the level 4 minion. Max tokens used per turn plus 1. So it'll be 2 tokens. Successful roll values 3 to 6. So she's the one that has the 3 to 6. And the salve will heal 6 on shared health dial. Okay, I think that's everything there. Okay, let's do the upgrade deck. We're going to upgrade Soul Lock, spending 2 CP. We are going to upgrade Arcane Blast with 1 CP. We are going to upgrade the Capture for 1 CP. Leaves us with 4. We're going to upgrade Arcane Strike to level 3 for 2 CP. That leaves us with 2. 2 CP left. And cannot do Guarding Irons 3. So that one just gets discarded. And that is the end. This gets removed. We don't need it anymore. I gotta put this deck somewhere we can see it. Let's move this over here. Actually, let's do this. And then put her deck over here. And we'll just flip to the left. All right, here we go. So we do have this Babai is remove a status effect token from a chosen player's 2 CP for Babai. And transference is 2 CP. I think I can just take out. Let's roll 2 dice for the 2 bleed on us. I can't do anything about it right now. Five and 6, perfect. We get rid of both bleeds and don't take any damage from them. We gain 1 CP and we draw 2. Twice as wild, change the values of any 2 dice. Or Craven 2 or small straight. Gain 2 feathers and up to damage to 9. Man, I gotta save the twice as wild. Oh, remember I can put this one on top of my deck. So let's put Craven 2 on top of my deck and get twice as wild. And now, let me look at my discard here. Is there any card right now worth getting back? Like Same Z, 6-it, and the recall scroll is instant, so we can use that anytime. Here we go, taking on the Vault Witch. I got 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, what is with me in straights today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is Beguile. Let's look at our defense real quick. Gains of Chaos. Then count your current chaos. On 1 or more, deal 1 damage. On 2 or more, deal 1 damage. On 3 or more, prevent 1 damage. On 5 or more, prevent 2 damage. The above effects are cumulative. Oh, I see. There's the other way this chaos is being used. All right, so there's no way I used the card that makes it undefendable, but I don't think we would have used it for that anyways. So let's gain 2 feathers. Activate Nevermore. And then deal 9 damage. He doesn't even roll any dice. He just starts off with a chaos. Try to put it somewhere I'll see them. Right above up there. And we'll deal 1 damage to us. 1 undefendable damage. She gets 55. And she takes 9. So down to 41. It's a good start. So it doesn't look, well, she'll start preventing damage once she gets more and more. And it's cumulative. So we've got to take her out fast. So we should not rely on our ultimate this time. All right, on to Vault Witch. She gets to roll 1 for Nevermore. She got a 4. Discards 1 card of their choice. I keep rolling this 4, and I got nothing to discard. I guess what I can do is let's spend 2 of these tokens, and I can increase or decrease the die roll. We're going to increase it to 5 so that she loses the CP. So she had 2. And I gain a CP. I have 4. And I know I'm going to need that for playing cards, especially twice as wild. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, we forgot. Let's move this over here. We flip this card first. Oh, good thing we took that 1 CP. You would have done Cleansing Touch. Remove all negative status effects from yourself and a random positive status effect from the active player. Oh, she doesn't have enough CP to use it, and she doesn't have negatives anyways. Roll objective is all slashes. So it's just 1 slash so far. And then all slashes. We just jump straight to that. Awesome. So she's got 1, 2, 3. So she does have a micro straight, but none of her abilities are micro straights. Okay. So basically, she's going to do Enthralling Stare, which is this one up here, on 3 of a kind, which she didn't get. She would have inflicted Entangle. All right, so she's just going to try to do 8 damage to us. Okay. Defensive roll. Nothing. Or nothing great. Yeah, I know this can deal 2 damage. And I can prevent 2 if I had. We're not going to worry about that. So let's do 2 damage. 1, 2. And then we take 8 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That takes us down to 47. She is at 39. Okay, that is the end of her turn. Oh, she actually sells this. It stays there as a CP. I was wondering how she gets CP back. We will gain 1 CP. 5, draw 2. Helping Hand. Select one of your opponent's dice and force him to re-roll it. or Craven 2. We're going to take Craven 2. And then we're going to spend 2 CP to upgrade Craven 2. This way, if we've been getting a lot of straights. Now watch me not get any straights anymore. But that'll at least help us still do the 9 damage if we roll a small straight. And we got 4, 5, 6. That's pretty good. And we need a 2 or we need a 3. 2, 4. 1, 4. See, I knew I wasn't going to get it. So we're going to spend 1 CP to tip it. And tip this 4 down to a 3. So now we've got the small straight. We'll gain 2 feathers and deal 9 damage. So they will gain a chaos token. And on 1 or more, deal that. On 2 or more, deal that. So we'll take 2 undefendable damage. 1, 2, taking us down to 45. She will take 9 damage, taking her down to 30 from 39. And then I've got 3 tokens. Let's do the 3 tokens to... No, let's save them to manipulate the die roll. All right, that is the end of our turn. She's going to roll 1 die for Nevermore. She got a 6. On 6, reduce Nevermore's dial to 0, then return Nevermore to the Raveness. Instead, let's spend 2 feathers to increase or decrease the value of the roll by 1. Let's change it to a 5. So she'll lose a CP, and we will gain a CP. It's important to note that's not stealing a CP, so whether she loses or not, we still gain. But that'll prevent her from, hopefully prevent her from activating a card. So activating, yeah, see, double bind. The active player places Vault 2 on their hero board. They get 1 fewer roll attempts during their offensive roll phase. At the conclusion of their turn, reduce this Vault 2 by 1. But she can't play it because she needs 2 CP and she only has 1. Roll objective is a slash, a chaos symbol, and 2 flaming dice. Here we go. A slash, a chaos symbol. So she needs 2 flaming dice. There's 1. Last roll attempt. Didn't get that, but she gets to activate the one that's closest to it. So she didn't get any straight of any kind. Didn't get capture, which is 4 or 3 6s. Didn't get Curse of Weeping, which is 3 chaos symbols. Soul Lock and Binding Manacles requires either 2 5s or 2 6s, but she has enough for Enthralling Stare to deal 6 damage. She did not get 3 of a kind for the Entangle. So she's got 6 damage coming at us. Oh, perfect. So we at least we'll deal 2 back and we'll block 2. Prevent 2. So we will take 4, taking us down to 41. We'll deal 2 back to her, taking her down to 28. And that is the end of her turn. Back to us. We'll gain 1 CP. Draw 2 cards. We got a double up and So Wild. Draw 2 cards. I don't need double up. I'm going to keep the So Wild and put double up at the bottom. But you know what this means based on cards I've been putting at the bottom of my deck. That if I get there, I'm basically going to be, it's going to be the worst draw ever of cards. Because it'll be like, draw 2 cards. Well, I've got no cards left in my deck. So she's at 28. Let's hurry up and take her out. I got 3 3s, a 4, and a 6. How can that roll be any worse? I guess we'll keep the 6 and just re-roll the rest. Uh-oh. There's a 5. I don't like this at all. But I got so wild and twice as wild. I'm trying to decide, do I just re-roll everything and take what I get? Let's keep the 5 and 6. We got a 4. And then a 1, 2. I got 2 status effect things. Change the value of any 1 die. Change the value of any 2 dice. Since this one's just 1 die, or I can spend 2 CP. Let me spend 2 CP on So Wild to change this 2 to a 3. Oh wait, why am I doing that? It was 2, change the 1 to a 3. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Large straight. Gain 2 feathers. This is Beguile. Activate Nevermore. So she'll go up 1 on her dial and deal 1 undefendable damage. And then deal 9 damage. Yeah, we're still good. So she's going to gain a King's Hand. We're going to take 2 damage, and she's going to prevent 1. 2, that takes us down to 39. And she would take 9, but she's going to take 8. Taking her down to 19. I'm saving my feathers. We know the Nevermore die roll has not been great for us. We are done. So, Vault Witch, a 5. Look at that. I didn't even have to do it myself. She loses 1 CP. Oh, she couldn't pay that, so she sold it for a CP. And now she'll lose that CP, and I will gain a CP. I gotta remember the sell part of that. And she's Enervate, which only costs 1 CP, so she'll pay for that. The active player places Vault 3 on their CP dial. Each time they would gain 1 or more CP, reduce the amount gained by 1, and reduce this Vault 3 by 1. Okay. Oh, there's rewards over here that I keep forgetting. I forgot in the top right corner, you get a reward every time that card is flipped. So I need to go up 2 health, taking me to 41. I would gain 1 CP on the previous card. And on this one, I get +2 damage. There we go. Yeah, I forgot about that. So this card we're going to put right here to remind us about what this Vault 3 will do. Okay, now they're going to roll. The roll objective is a slash, 2 chaos symbols, and a flaming die. So you got that. Uh-oh. Please don't roll a 6. Did not roll a 6. But they have enough to do Curse of Keeping. Let me see, the only one they can do. I got 4, 5, 5, 5, 1. Yep, that's the only one they can do. They're going to gain 3 chaos. That's not good. She is building up. Oh, the chaos is out of view. Let's put it over here. Inflict Hex. Okay. And deal 2 undefendable damage. 1, 2, taking us back down to 39. And I think on her turn, I'm going to spend 2 CP. Actually, no. Since bye-bye is like an instant, we'll save it as an instant. We'll just use transference when it comes to our turn to give her the hex. The active player places vault 3 on their CP dial. Each time they would gain 1 or more CP, reduce the amount gained by 1, then reduce this vault 3 by 1. So it's basically like a counter. So our turn, we would gain 1 CP. We don't. We're going to reduce by 1. So now that's going to happen 2 more times. We still get to draw our 2 cards. A chosen player prevents 6 damage or Talon Strike. Roll 5 dice. Add 1 times that 4 damage. Let's save Talon Strike and let's get the better D. Or not this time. Okay, now we're going to spend 2 CP to transfer Hex. Oh. Cannot be transferred by any means, but can be removed. Okay. So we are keeping the hex. It can be removed, but we don't have remove a status effect token from a chosen player. So let's go ahead and spend our 2 to do that. Go play bye-bye and get rid of the hex. Let's see what we can do here. Good thing we got rid of the hex. There's 2 6s. There's 2 more 6s. Can we get another ultimate off? No. So here's the question. I don't have enough CP. Wait, I can use So Wild. It's free, and then I can use Recall Scroll to bring it back. Let's use So Wild. Change the value of any one die to a 6. Boom. So now she's going to spend 1 of 2 possible King's Hand tokens. And if she gets a 3 to 6, I have to reroll 1 die. She got a 5, so I got to reroll. Okay. Do I just keep the 4? No, because I'm going to end up with the 4 anyways. So now I will spend 1 CP to activate Recall Scroll to get So Wild back, and then play it to make this a 6 again, which then triggers her to use yet another King's Hand token. Let me double check when to use these, how many King's Hand tokens you can use. Okay, so it's normally 1, and then she gets +1. So here we go again. She needs a 1 through 3. She got a 4. Which causes me to re-roll 1 of these. I got a 1. And I do not have enough to do anything about that. We got rid of 2 King's Hand tokens. We still got Chamber 2, so activate Nevermore 3 times. So that'll take her. So 1, she takes 1 damage, taking her down to 18. 2, she takes 1 damage, taking her down to 17. And then I should bring her back to me, which reduces her down to 0, and I heal for 3. 1, 2, 3, taking me up to 42. Okay. And then deal 7 undefendable damage, and I will add this +2 to it to make it 9 undefendable damage. Taking her down to 8 health. That was a pretty good sequence. Still, it's not fast enough. She is getting stronger. Now it's her turn. No Nevermore to roll, so she's gonna flip a card. Energy Drain costs 2 CP. The active player places vault 4 on their health dial whenever any hero would heal by 1 or more, reduce the amount healed by 2, and reduce this vault value. Okay, well, she's just going to sell it for 1 CP, and I gain 2 CP, which this card says reduce it by 1, so I just gain 1 CP, and reduce this vault by 1. All right, now she's going on the offensive. If we can survive this turn, I think we can take her out. Oh, wait. Her roll objective is a slash, a chaos, and 2 flaming dice. So she's got this and this. Flaming die. She needs 1 more flaming die. She did not get it. And once again, she is not activating anything except Enthralling Stare. Deal 6 damage. Ooh, I think I'm just going to end up blocking all of it. Let's see what I roll here. Oh yeah, that's going to be 4 damage back to her. I am going to spend 1 CP. I'm going to spend Not This Time. Prevent 6 incoming damage, which is exactly how much she's doing. I dealt 4 back to her, so she is down to 4. And now it is back to my turn. This will prevent me from gaining a CP. I will draw 2 cards. Broken Stillness, I can activate Nevermore. Talon Strike. So I'm going to put that on top and keep Talon Strike. Because we can add damage. Hopefully we can just take her out right now. Does the failed offensive roll mean the roll objective? Ooh, I may have messed that up big time. Oh, if the boss fails to activate an ability on his turn. So he was able to activate an ability every turn. I got 4 feathers. That doesn't help me out at all. But I got a 4, 5, 6. I mean, Foul Fiend, draw a card, gain 4 feathers, activate Nevermore 2 times. So I could spend 3 of my tokens to activate Nevermore, move her over there, activate it twice for 2 undefendable damage. Or I could just reroll and try to do a bit more damage. There's a 3. So 1 more roll. It's a 4. See, I don't need to spend to boost this, because this one does 9 and Beguiled does 9. I was going to spend 1 to... Oh, I'd have to spend 3 to do twice as well, so never mind. So I've got Craven. The most she's going to block is 3. Craven does 9, so that's an automatic win, right? I'm still going to spend the 1 CP to activate Talon Strike, which says roll 5 dice. Oh, wait. So with Craven, I gain two feathers too. Roll 5 dice, add 1 damage per claw, which is just 1. And I would gain a feather, but I'm at max. So she's going to gain a chaos, which makes it 7. It's cumulative. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, so it's 2 damage, taking me down to 40. 1 defense, or prevent 1, prevent. So she prevents 3 of the 9, so she takes 6. That takes the boss down to 0, and then +1 because of Talon Strike. And I have defeated the Vault Witch. That is the newer version of Dice Throne Adventures, or I guess another version of it. So what do I think about it? I do like the smaller one-shots because I don't have to mess with the tiles and doing the dungeon crawl. And I like the option, right? So I can either play this or I can pull out the dungeon tiles and still have the same bosses and the new bosses and their levels and all that kind of stuff. So it didn't take anything away. It's, if anything, it gave me another option, right? I like the path choice. Again, it's Slay the Spire-ish type. I like the Vault Witch. She's kind of got some different some bonuses to how she starts battles with the additional King's Hand token and the range. Oh, where did I see it was 3? Oh, that's on her card. It's 3 to 6. Hero boss setup, right? Um, Raveness, I do like. I kind of understand. She has some high damage abilities, but I think that's because a lot of her other abilities will rely on the Raven doing damage. But I think we got really, really lucky with our rolls this game. We kept getting straights. We got an ultimate like twice. Well, we got one. We had to save it because it was forced to re-roll. No, he failed his King's Hand roll, so we didn't have to re-roll it. And then against the boss, we kept playing cards to get it back, but eventually 2 King's Hands was just the right amount to prevent us from unleashing that. But we still did quite a bit of damage without it, right? So I do like the Raveness and what she offers, moving the Raven around to do things. I definitely like the loot table a lot better. I was able to make use of every single card I got. As you can see, I started off with like 7 cards and I kept going up in CP. And at the end of the scenario, I'm down to 2 cards and 0 CP. So that turned out really good. Other than that, I really like it. So, if I had to rank them based on time to play and all that kind of thing, I think it just depends on what you want to do at the time. So I like the dungeon crawl, setting up the tiles. I'd probably do that one if there was more than one player. If there was 2, 3, or 4 of us, that way we can take different paths. It has more table presence, moving the minis around and whatnot. And you can see this is the Raven mini, right? If I'm just doing a solo and I just want a quick game, I'm probably just going to pull out one of these sheets. There's Catacombs. You saw the Void Canyon. And then we also have Bones, the Depths. And then we have Twisted Forest and Dragon's Den. So there's a bunch of different options there. Looks like the starting health and upgrade CP varies slightly. Everything else seems to be pretty much the same. So the path you take and obviously the level of minions vary. The minion levels vary. I wanted to check one other card here. Oh, look at that. I played all of this without putting out. It's because we got lucky and she didn't have to use any of her abilities. Vault Witch. These tokens. Yeah, and so this we did. It's just basically like a countdown on her sheet there. for the tokens. Back to if you were playing like the dungeon crawl version, or campaign, I should say. After the first scenario, you would get a key token. I don't know where my key tokens are. But that key would mean at some point in the future, you can fight the Vault Witch. And so then you would get, if you beat another one, you get a second key and whatnot. And the longer you wait to fight her, you can then sell off those keys later for more stuff. So if you're doing the original dungeon crawl, you can get 5 gold, or I think a healing salve. I'd have to go back and look. Might be on here. Here we go. Either 5 gold or 1 additional boss loot or boss battle scenario, right? So the longer you hold on to them, the better they get, the keys. But at any point, you can decide to face the Vault Witch. But again, I just did this off the one-shot scenario just so I can show you one of the new characters, the new minions. They were all new minions. None of them were from the previous sets. And then the Vault Witch herself. Other than that, I had a fun playthrough. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Again, like any other video, I probably made a mistake somewhere that may have been game-changing, may have saved me. I almost forgot the King's Hand. I was thinking, was it a failed roll attempt or just not activating any ability? But she did activate an ability every time. So yeah, if you like this, if you'd like to see more scenarios, let me know in the comments. It's the same, I did Grim Coven. If you'd like to see more Grim Coven, let me know in the comments. And I will catch you next time. This is Kenny Emanuel with Wizard of Mo Games.